Hello, Africa. It's always a pleasure being with you. A mob of over 20 to 50 faithfuls were killed on Sunday in an attack by several armed men in a Catholic church in Ondo State, Nigeria, in southern Nigeria precisely. The attack was not claimed. President Muhammadu Buhari condemned the heinous murder of the faithful. This attack occurred during a morning service at St. Francis Catholic Church in the city of Owo in southern Nigeria, usually spread by jihadists and criminal gangs active in other parts of the country. The All Progressive Congress APC, the Nigerians ruling party, has begun the process to elect the person to defend the party in the next year's presidential elections. The 3 days primary, which opens this June, sit in Abuja, comes on the heels of controversies around presidential zoning. Peter Sosio reports that President Muhammadu Buhari has met with aspirants in a last-inch effort to strike a consensus. His report.
Delegates of Nigeria's ruling party, the All Progressive Congress, APC, have the arduous task of getting the right candidate to contest and win the 2023 presidential election. As the primary opens Monday, June 6, the main bone of contention remains the zoning ticket. The PDP's choice of Atiku Abubakar from the north is also forcing some APC officials to advocate that they also choose a northerner for the election. But comrades from the south do not agree. Choosing a southerner for the elections, they say, will place the APC at a favorable position as the public will see it as a movement of fairness and equity. Outgoing President Muhammadu Buhari has also blown the air of uncertainty open amongst aspirants and party leaders, seeking to be allowed to choose his successor unhindered. It is for this reason that he is meeting with candidates to find a consensus on the eve of the intra-party election.
Similarly, I wish to remind you that our choice of flag bearer must be formidable, appealing to the electorate across the board, and should command such ability to unify the country and the capacity to address our critical challenges.
Another signal that the APC is going to the primary divided is the insistence by former Lagos State Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be given the presidential ticket due to his sacrifices to the party. Claims by Tinubu that he single-handedly made Muhammadu Buhari president and Yemi Osinbajo the vice president has not gone down well with some party bigwigs. The Buhari conclave, according to the national APC chairman, is a means to calm the storm before delegates pick the anointed one.
It is to show the kind of leadership traits that the President, Commander-in-Chief, Muhammadu Buhari, GFR, has. He believes in fairness. He believes that the only way we can achieve that level of fairness is for him to consult, to interact with stakeholders, both primary and secondary stakeholders in this bid.
Pundits say that the outcome of the primary may cause an implosion within the APC if these issues are not well managed. 23 aspirants have been screened and 13 have been cleared to contest in the primary, which ends on Wednesday, June 8th.
Nigeria's economic capital, Lagos State, has crushed about 2,000 motorcycles, otherwise commonly known as Okada bikes. This is part of its effort to enforce a ban on commercial motorcycles across the state. In the following report, we hear that the enforcement of the ban commenced on the 1st of June 2022 in the 6 local government and 9 local council development areas in Lagos.
As part of its efforts to enforce a ban on the commercial motorcycles across the Lagos state, the state government has reported that it has crushed about 2,000 motorcycles, also called Okada bikes. The enforcement of the ban commenced on the 1st of June 2022 in 6 local governments and 9 local council development areas in Lagos. The motorcycles were seized from operators who allegedly flouted the rules of the state government following the controversial ban. Going by reports, about 21 people have been charged to court for flouting the ban. According to the chairman of the Lagos State Task Force, the enforcement will be intensified in the coming weeks, and in an appointment, In an apparent warning, he informed operators that recalcitrant motorcyclists waiting for enforcement team to weaken its resolve on the Okada ban are wasting their time, and the Lagos State Task Force will live up to its responsibility, meaning that more bikes will be destroyed. Lagos State mentioned during the week that its ban on commercial motorcyclists, otherwise known as Okada riders, has recorded 85% compliance in the last 3 days. The ban on Okada was first announced to commence on February 1, 2020. However, this was not enforced to date. The state government maintains that the enforcement is long overdue. Lagos State also said that the first 3 days of enforcement is just to test run it to check the number of compliance. Then the sustainability plan is the next phase, which they are going to enter beginning Monday.
Russian President Vladimir Putin hosted the chairman of the African Union, Senegal's President Macky Sall, in Sochi. The talks between Putin and Sall are focused on how to get stuck grain supplies moving again to Africa after a halt due to Russia-Ukraine crisis. Valerie Monana gives us the details.
Following the ongoing Russia-Ukraine crisis that has massively affected the global economy, Chairman of the African Union and Senegal's President Macky Sall met with Russian President Vladimir Putin to work on possible amendments as a good number of African countries are suffering from surging food prices due to scarcity and shortages. During Friday's meeting, the African Union head reminded Putin that 17 African countries abstained from voting on the United Nations resolution condemning the invasion of Ukraine, despite what he described as a strong pressure to do so. Macky Sall reiterated that the food sector should be excluded from the sanctions as it affects the greater majority of the world in general and Africa in particular, still struggling to recover from the effects of the coronavirus pandemic and socio-political instability. However, Russia, who stands as the world's largest wheat exporter, as well as corn and sunflower oil, has urged the West to lift sanctions imposed over its military action in Ukraine so that grain starts flowing freely to global markets, denying all accusations that it has blocked Ukrainian ports and called on Ukraine to remove mines to allow safe shipping. While food and fertilizer are exempt, sanctions have targeted Russian shipping and made international shipping companies reluctant to transport Russian cargoes. Nonetheless, the Russian military has proposed corridors to allow foreign ships to safely leave ports along the Black Sea. Ukraine has said it was ready to agree on safe corridors in principle, but voiced concern that Russia could use them to attack Odessa and other Ukrainian ports. With the conflict in Ukraine now in its 4th month, world leaders have urgently called on solutions as World Trade Organization Director General Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala revealed that 25 million tons of Ukrainian grain are in storage and another 25 million tons could be harvested next month, which now leaves the African Union head, President Macky Sall, the opportunity to intensely work on a collaboration for wheat to freely get to Africa and help elevate the ever-increasing economic crisis.
A warm welcome to you if you're just joining us. You're watching the Dash News. The United Kingdom has recommitted to strengthening and deepening its bilateral cooperations with Cameroon. The British High Commissioner to Cameroon took the pledge as Cameroon joined the UK and Commonwealth to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. Peter Sosi reports.
Cameroon joins the Commonwealth family to celebrate the 70th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's accession to the British throne. The event, bringing together government officials, diplomats and other invitees, presents another occasion to strengthen bilateral relations between the UK and Cameroon.
And for Cameroon as a member of the Commonwealth, the Queen has played a role through that organisation to promote our shared values around democracy, human rights, equality and sustainable development.
The Platinum Jubilee, which featured a colourful display of the Royal Army and the lightning of the Jubilee beacon, also evokes the Queen's dedication to service.
The Queen said yesterday that the celebrations this weekend are a reflection of her dedication and service to the United Kingdom, to the realms, and to the members of the Commonwealth. It is also a moment to draw breath and to look forward with enthusiasm to tackle the challenges that lie ahead.
Cameroon, like other friends of the United Kingdom, has benefited enormously over the years from this rich cooperation. One of the thriving domains is technology.
And I'm happy to say that Cameroon won very many years ago with Arthur Zong, with cardiopads, and that other innovators are benefiting from the support of the Africa Prize for Engineering.
Invitees at the Platinum Jubilee Party in Yaoundé savored British cuisine and culture that has kept the country firm across the years. As the anniversary cake is cut, the two countries have just one thing in mind: moving stronger together.
A data revealed by the Forest and Rural Development NGO provides information on the extent of risks to which gold miners are exposed on a daily basis in the context of the highly dangerous activity. Since 2014, 185 deaths and 133 serious accidents at various artisanal gold mine sites in the East and the Adamawa regions of Cameroon have been recorded. Nadine Mebuna tells us more.
From 2014 to May 2022, the Forest and Rural Development NGO recorded a total of 185 deaths and more than 133 serious accidents at various artisanal gold mining sites in the eastern regions and Adamawa. These are occupational accidents, mostly due to landslides caused by the absence of minimum rules of individuals or collective safety and the presence of many unrehabilitated mining sites. In addition, between September 2021, the NGO recorded a workforce of 703 abandoned holes, including 139 artificial lakes on an area of 93.66 hectares. Gold miners are exposed to serious risks all day long, and very few reports alert the extent of these risks to which they are exposed. In recent years, the NGO has been part of an alerting role by carrying out actions to reveal to mining artisans the health and safety risks to which they are exposed as part of this activity. It has undertaken to conduct an operation as part of the implementation of the Mines Environment, Health and Society Project Phase 2 that was funded by the European Union to assess the extent of these risks and to develop guides that can be used to improving occupational health and safety conditions in mining in Cameroon. The operation, which took place between May 28 and June 5, 2022, consisted of collecting data from gold miners in Baturi, Kete, Ngora, and Betare Oya.
5 people are said to have died in a ghastly accident that occurred on the Yaoundé-Douala Stretch Road. The accident, which resulted in a deadly fire, saw a violent collision between a truck and a vehicle near Adea on Saturday evening. Sabri Madina has the details.
The tragedy occurred on the National Road number 3, about 2 kilometers from the Adea toll booth at exactly 4 p.m. on Saturday. A violent collision between a truck and a car led to this deadly fire. From eyewitnesses who witnessed the scene, the car tried to overpass the truck.
Ils étaient en vitesse. Il y a un camion qui a pris en troisième position. Il voulait donc esquiver la voiture qui le suivait. Il est venu me trouver. Il voulait tomber là-bas. Quand il a vu que non, là-bas c'est le ravin.
According to a press release from the Ministry of Transport, the small vehicle was transporting fuel. After being informed of the tragedy, the Minister of Transport, Jean-Ernest Massenangale Bibe, immediately rushed to the scene of the accident. The fire was later extinguished by the fire brigade, and the remains of the victims were taken to the Alukam Hospital mortuary. An investigation has, however, been opened to find out the exact causes of the accident. In a press release, Transport Minister, while presenting his condolences to the families of the 5 victims, also took the advantage of this sad event to sensitize road users, urging them to be more responsible.